We're in the B category for Zwift Racing League, and this week we're in Macquarie Islands for Countryside Tour. This is a 47-kilometer brutal course with 3 times up the tempo KOM. It's about a 6.5-minute climb, and it sucks. So let's see how things go. The first 9 kilometers or so are pretty chill, thankfully, so we got a decent warm-up and we're just with the crew. It's really just going to come down to that climb. So let's skip ahead and see how it goes. We've had some ups and downs to get to this point, but everyone's together as we're going to make the left onto the dirt road, and we're going to start heading up this climb. The tempo KOM is 2.5 kilometers at 3.6% gradient. The 3.6 is kind of a lie. The steeper sections are around 7 or 8%, and there are just some dips in here. So typically we're around 5%, little steep pinches, but it's kind of a stepped climb. It's not super brutal. It just feels that way. You can see we're already way in the back of the group here. That's just kind of where we end up with this caliber of riders, and this is kind of what we expected, but we are going to be able to pull off a PR here, 6.5 minutes just about at 4 watts per kilo, which is what we were aiming for. We knew we could kind of hold 4. If we needed to surge up a little above that, we could. There is a little bit of a breather right here into the final section, and it's this final section where if you're able to push, you are able to make up a little ground, and that is what we do here. We get on this person's wheel really luckily, we get to this little group of 4, and this is the group that we'll get over the top with and then stick with for the next lap. We spent the lap recovering about 20 seconds behind the group ahead of us, and we're hitting that second climb. They're still about 20 seconds ahead, and people are going to start to try and make moves. Now, the second climb obviously hurts a whole lot. You have the first climb in your legs, but it's just way less stressful. On the first climb, you're trying to make the selection, do as best you can. Here, the selection's been made. You're with 3 other schmoes who are your speed. You know, you're just trying to stick with them. So mentally and honestly, physically, it is just easier on the second climb. I'm going to push with these guys, typically just trying to stay in their wheel. But, you know, we do start catching that group, and it does feel like, oh, maybe we can make this this jump over this flat section and the final steep pinch. We really do close them down, and we are able to catch them over the top. So we're going to end up with this group of about 6, I think it was between 6 and 9 folks coming over the top. Kind of these 2 back groups have merged, and we're all going to be together for that third lap recovery and then into that third climb. Here we are for the third and final time, making that left onto the dirt road and up the tempo KOM. Now, I'm trying to stick in the wheels even more so than the second lap. I really don't want to push it. I'm ready to take this all down to a sprint. I know myself and my teammate right there, we've both got good sprint numbers against this group, so sticking with this last hard effort is what we want to do. He's got a little bit of a different style of riding up the climb. He wants to push it up a little bit and then gets to drift back a little bit. He just doesn't want to slow down and lose his momentum. Totally great. We're just trying to cruise up this thing and stay with this group. Now, some selections are going to get made on that final steep section after this little flat, so let's skip to that. We're about to go up the steepest pinch at the end of the climb, and one of the lighter riders cooks it right here. I have to sprint almost all out just to stay with them, and we get a little bit of a break from the rest of the group. We've dropped everyone else kind of like 4, 5, 6 seconds behind. We're going to get caught on this downhill. I wasn't really sure whether to push, but saw my teammate was behind, so knew, no, I'm just sitting in the wheels. We are caught by most of that group, but not my teammate. He's still like 6, 7 seconds behind. But he weighs a little more in this group. He's got more power, and the question is going to be, can he catch us on this descent? He's going to push it the entire time. I think this starts at 6, 7 seconds, but he's going to push it, catch us with about 1.5 kilometers to go. So he's going to just get on. And like I said, we're both looking pretty good for this downhill sprint right at the end. He's going to catch us right here, and let's slow it down for that sprint. Being a downhill sprint makes this a little bit trickier. Your whole group is going fast. If someone gets the jump on you, it's a little harder to catch them. But then again, if you get the jump on everyone else, they're going a bit faster. So just add another dimension to this. I'm going to go a little bit earlier because of that. I've got this draft power up, so I slink to the back of the group with about 450 meters to go. I drop the power up and come flying through the group as all out sprint. My teammate knows I'm coming, so he drops his power up, also gets on my wheel, and we're trying to 1-2 out of this group. Like I said, kind of back when we were talking about the climb, We knew we kind of had it if we came to the sprint. We end up winning by about 2 seconds on the rest of the group. So not really contested. It really was just about that climb and really about my teammate pushing all the way down to get back to this group. That was a huge part there. So we're in 39th, 40th. We're happy with that and live to fight another day. See you on the next one.